Hi all, welcome to the next episode of KapVista Klips. Today we're here with Greg from Wildfire. How are you?
Hi, Daniel. Great to be with you.
Awesome, awesome. I'm excited to get into this one. But let's go right to the beginning. Tell us about you. What's your story, and how did you get up to this point?
I'm a mechanical engineer by background, and I've always been interested in technology and technology development. I started my career actually with Rio Tinto in the mining and aluminium sector. I did go back and do a PhD in the area that we're currently commercializing at Wildfire. But after my PhD, I worked in the oil and gas industry for Shell in Europe and in Malaysia, and really commercializing those technologies in the fossil fuel industries. I've always been interested in the technology and the commercialization, and that's one of the reasons we started Wildfire and how we got to bring this opportunity to beginning.
Awesome, awesome. So, tell me a bit about Wildfire. What are you trying to do?
There's three founders of Wildfire. We came together in 2016, and we're really trying to use that experience we have from heavy industry to decarbonize waste management in particular, and use our waste more productively to produce renewable energy in the form of electricity, heat, and hydrogen in particular. And we've developed our own technology around that. We call that technology MIG, which stands for Moving Injection Horizontal Gasification. So obviously we shorten it. But really it's a patented process that we've invented, which breaks down any type of residual waste or biomass into synthetic gas. And then we can use that to make renewable energy products like electricity, heat, and hydrogen, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing at Wildfire.
Okay. You said the team came together in 2016. Tell us about the team and how did you sort of come together?
Dennis Doucette, who's our CTO, came up with the concept of our MIG technology. And the three of us, Dennis, Grant, myself, we were working together at that time. We'd worked together for 5 years, so we know each other really well. And we decided that it was time to, focus our energies away from fossil fuels and move into more renewables. And so we started the company at that time. We bootstrapped it for 4 years, really focusing on proving to ourselves really that this technology concept that Dennis had came up with would work. And we really used that first few years to prove it in our built the first version of our pilot plant, and that's and then whatever they say, the rest is history.
Perfect. So if I'm putting my consumer hat on, walk me through the technology. Walk me through how.
Yeah, so basically our technology is a platform technology. So what it means is we can take all different types of wastes. This could be things like your domestic waste that's currently going to the landfill, or it could be construction and demolition waste, which are also being sent to landfill. It could also be agricultural waste. We're working a lot with the grains cropping industry on residual waste that they have. So all different types of waste can be used in our technology. It breaks them down at higher temperature to make a gas. And then that gas can be cleaned using proven equipment and then used a bit like natural gas or biogas to make a final energy product. So that could be electricity for renewable power as a complement to solar and wind. It could be to produce heat for a lot of industrial processes. It could be for hydrogen, to decarbonize a range of different industries with hydrogen. So we're really got a platform technology. It is focused on decarbonizing of really industrial sector and hard to abate industries. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, over the last few years, there's been a big focus on that decarbonisation aspect, but also the renewal space. And one of the issues that we run into is that you know the current green energy doesn't produce the output that we need. So what you're doing and coming up with a solution to turn waste into energy is adding another offering into the mix so we can have
Yes.
multiple energy sources that are cleaner for the planet, which is quite
Yeah,
exciting.
that's exactly right, Daniel. When we look at the energy transition, we're going to need a mix of different technologies to deliver different things to different use cases. And so definitely our approach is one of those solutions. And there's a huge market opportunity actually when you look at it across the world. We're currently expecting, tens of thousands of projects could be suitable for our type of technology. So there's a really exciting opportunity ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us more about the what you're working on in terms of the industry and the clients, partners, that sort of thing. What does that look like from a company perspective?
Yeah, so we're working. We've got a working pilot plant, and we're working with customers, mostly multinational corporates right now. So, for example, we've just completed a paid trial with Hitachi for using food waste and packaging waste, and we won a competition with Hitachi back in 2021, and that's led to this relationship which has blossomed since then. And they've got customer like a supermarket chain in Japan, and they want to use our technology to process those waste streams and build a first project in Japan starting next year. So we're working with Hitachi as an example customer. We've done studies for a range of other corporates like Sims Metals and a few water utilities here in Queensland. And we're also working with a range of other corporates, from Europe, Asia, and the US to really investigate where our technology would sit and how it would allow them to achieve their decarbonisation goals.
Perfect, perfect. So thinking about the industry itself, where do you see it changing over the next few years? And obviously, there's going to be a demand from on a government and a consumer level, but how does it change over the next few years?
Yeah, so what we're seeing, like in Australia, there's a big drive for using our waste more productively. There's a big drive for more recycling. And more recycling will lead to these residual waste streams being available in a more distributed sense, and that's where our technology comes in. So we can use those waste streams and more productively. Our business approach has two elements. One element is we'll be licensing the technology. So for customers like Hitachi and others, we will just license the technology. They will develop the projects and raise the capital and implement. In some cases, we're developing our own projects as well. So we've got our first project here in Brisbane, which we're currently developing, and we're partnering with like BP and BOC and other industrial customers there to help them decarbonise. And so this is sort of a template model that we intend to roll out in Australia, Europe, and the US, and then license into other jurisdictions like Japan and Korea and places like that.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So let's get to the interesting part. Tell us about the raise. How much you're raising? What's the use of funds for, and what's the momentum you've had?
Yeah, so we're raising a pre-Series A convertible note up to $2 million US. We're going to be using the majority of those funds to fund that first commercial project, which we call Project Proton. So specifically, we'll be using the funds to complete the front-end engineering and design and detailed design activities for that project. So we can order the long lead items and start construction next year. The remaining funds will be used to really expand our team. We need to get a number of key roles in project management and delivery and just support for our business.
Mm-hmm.
And also helping to support our activities in the pilot plant where we're continuing to refine our technology and also develop future solutions. We're also looking to enter into a new jurisdiction, set up a presence in a new jurisdiction by the end of next year. So these are the sort of core activities that we'll be using the funds for.
What jurisdiction are you looking at? Because I know that there's a massive demand in the US for this sort of technology.
Yeah, Europe and US, and maybe we should do both. Because really we're seeing a lot of traction. We've already got a number of project opportunities in Europe, and we're also seeing a bit more traction now come through with that Inflation Reduction Act in the US that you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, the US is quite an interesting one, and if you can find the right investor, they can help you, open doors in the US. And if the technology works, they are far more. From what I've seen, is they're far more mature in terms of the startup space, and using that
Yes.
innovative technology so you can scale faster. What does that ideal investor look like for you? Are you looking at corporate venture funds? Are you looking at private high net worths? Are you looking at VCs? What are you looking
Well,
for?
I guess all of the above, but we are very keen to find an investor who, for example, would participate in this convertible note, but then lead our Series A round, which we're looking to do next year, which will look at raising about $10 to $20 million Australian. And then that, as I mentioned, that will go into executing that first project and then building out our team to deliver, solutions for customers across the globe. So yeah, we're looking for partners that can help us on that journey. And then our business model thereafter is really to license and also build more projects. And as I said, there's no real shortage of opportunities there. So we are looking for investors that would like to come on the journey with us. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then sort of touching on the raise, but what it looks like in terms of milestones, because obviously the raise is dependent on what you've achieved. What sort of milestones do you achieve over the last say 18 months? I know you said you've got an operational plant, but what is and you're working with Hitachi, but what are the milestones you have achieved, and what does that look like over the next 18 months? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah, so I mean, the key things that we've achieved in the last 12 to 18 months is we've really proven out the pilot plant. We've got the commercial design done, so it's in detailed design off the back of our experience in the pilot plant. We've validated, that we can process a wide range of different feedstocks, and we've built up a customer network. As I mentioned, Hitachi and others are already paying us. And so attracting those blue chip corporate customers has been really good. And we've got a few announcements in the pipeline to come in the next few months. That'll be milestones for us for the next 12 months. And thirdly, we've also been recognised by a number of awards and competitive government grants. So, we won the Hitachi Innovation Challenge in 2021. We've secured $1 million grant in 2021 with the Australian government, and we've just got another one we announced last week, accelerating commercialisation grant for $1 million from them, which will be used to fast track our development. So, and then in terms of investors, we did secure Catapult Climate Impact Fund from Norway as an investor in our seed round last year, and did their prestigious climate accelerator. So yeah, we've hit a number of boxes in the past 12 to 18 months, and so things are getting good. We're getting a lot of traction. Looking forward, the number one things we're working on right now is to produce hydrogen in our pilot plant and demonstrate hydrogen in a fuel cell vehicle. So we're working with Hyundai. We're also working with CSIRO and Grains Research Development Corp to show wheat straw residues to hydrogen, and then with CSIRO, they'll take that hydrogen and make green ammonia. So we've got a number of different use cases that we're proving out, plus developing that first commercial project and getting that sanctioned and ready for construction next year. Those will be the key milestones for us.
Okay, and that's exciting.
It's a lot on our plate.
Yeah.
At the moment.
The hydrogen for automotive is a quite interesting one, and there's a number of corporate venture funds who are looking to tackle into that space. So it's quite exciting for investors who are looking to get into the and when I say investors, I'm talking about smaller investors who want to get into it, because if you can prove that model, then you will have the likes of Hyundais and Toyotas and Hondas who want to take your technology and scale it out globally, which is very exciting. But what we'll do is we'll
exactly that. And that's why we thought we'd do this sort of pre-Series A convertible note to open up those opportunities earlier than sort of waiting for the Series A, and also that will help us to accelerate these activities that we've got on our plate.
Yeah, that's very exciting. We'll leave it there. Because it is, we can talk about this all day, and
that's right.
What I want to do is sort of put a bit of a call to action. Any investors that are watching this video that want to get in touch, I can put you in touch with Greg and his team directly, and they can talk to you about this opportunity. If you want to find more information, please reach out to my team and we can send you some information to connect you directly with the Wildfire team. But thank you very much for jumping on. This has been a great chat, and I'm excited because I have looked into this space, and I certainly see that there is a massive need globally for something like what you're doing. But thank you very much for jumping. It's been great to chat.
Thank you very much, Daniel, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
No problem. Bye.